Hey, it's a man a beat. Benji Kamali.
D12 on the beat.
One life to live. When you get it, you more enjoy it. One life to live. When you get it, you more enjoy it. Enjoy it. You more enjoy it. Enjoy it. You more enjoy it. Enjoy it. So, Kamali. I love my life. Baby, I love my life. I love my life. Sweetie, I love my life. You know today, or you not know tomorrow. Nothing lasts forever, mama. Yeah. Nothing lasts forever, papa.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of Africa Teaching, a production of the Pepperbird Magazine and Chesson Worldwide 360. I'm Karen McLaurin Chesson, your host. Today we have two exciting guests who are members of the Providence Chapter of CHUMS Incorporated. We have with us, to my far right, Gail Harold, and to my immediate right, Donna Edmonds Mitchell. So ladies, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having
We're
us.
excited, we're really excited. We want to hear all about the CHUMS and the good things that you ladies are doing as a chapter of the CHUMS Incorporated.
We're excited to be here. Thank you for having us.
Oh, great. Well, I'm delighted to have the two of you. And I'm going to start out with asking Gail, explain to our viewers who the CHUMS are and what kind of things they do.
CHUMS Incorporated is a 501(c) nonprofit organization that was founded by three college friends, Mary Wade Barnes, Theodora Jackson Cora, and Joyce Tate Brown from Norfolk, Virginia, in February 1946.
Wow.
The group functioned locally as a club until they were incorporated in 1952. We currently have 36 chapters, and throughout the United States, and we have CHUMS members over 700.
Wow.
Although our name, CHUM, is not an acronym, each letter has a meaning of its own through our CHUM creed. So character and charm we strive to attain. Honesty and humility are always our aim. Understanding and unselfishness we exhibit each day. Modesty and moderation light our path away.
Wow.
So that's what CHUM stands for in the Providence Chapter and the National.
Excellent. I love it.
Each chapter establishes their own annual calendar. However, all chapters commemorate the Founders' Day in February and attend an annual conclave held the third week in October. During the conclave, the board of directors, which consists of our presidents and our national board.
And you're president of the Providence, is it Providence Chapter or Rhode Island Chapter?
Providence Chapter of CHUMS Incorporated. Okay. Yes, I am. It consists of our national officers and chapter presidents, and we hold our annual conclave the third weekend in October every year.
So how do you determine which venue you're going to, which city you're...
Each chapter determines their own venue. We hosted it 3 years ago here in Providence.
Oh,
At the Renaissance.
Oh, okay.
So every year we go to a different location. This year it's being sponsored by the Yellow Rose Council, which is our past presidents, and it's going to be in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's a first.
Oh, excellent.
At our annual meeting, board members are elected every 2 years. We, the Providence Chapter, were sponsored by the New York Chapter, and we were initiated in 1961. And we are celebrating our 56th anniversary this year.
Oh, and what's
56
that's a long time. And it must have such a rich history.
It does.
It really does. And our founder was Constance B. Edmonds, who we name our scholarship fund after. And Donna is the niece of Constance B. Edmonds.
Oh, how special.
Yes, and
What honor it must
why,
be.
it is an honor, and Constance Edmonds and my mother, Kathleen Edmonds, and one of their best friends, Eunice Burgess, they all joined together to start this chapter. Celia Glover was one of our oldest. She lived to be 100.
Oh.
And she just passed away maybe in the last two years. And the knowledge and the history that she had of the chapter on doing what we are supposed to be doing, which is listening to our children and helping them to reach their goals in higher education through our scholarships.
Wonderful. Now I have another question. Well, let you finish.
Okay.
And then I'll jump into the questions because
That's great.
that's awesome.
Our chapter currently consists of 17 active members who work together and friendship and fun, using our skills and abilities to reach our goals and service our community. Some of our community projects, which we promote educational, cultural, civic, and social improvement, have been, over the years, knitting hats for newborns and servicing the local hospitals. We used to also crochet shawls for senior citizens that we took to the nursing homes. A little before my time, but I asked the question and found out the things that we did. Also, I have been told that in the 60s they used to have art shows from local artists in their backyards, and they charged for that, so that was part of their fundraising. They donated, as we do today, to local charities, and books and things of that nature were also given to the John Hope Settlement House, and the Bannister House is where the shawls and different things of that nature were given. Now, currently, we have adopted one of an elementary school or middle school in the Providence public school system, and we collect gloves, hats, scarves, and mittens annually, and upwards towards 165 boys and girls are given sets to start out the winter months with.
Right.
Isn't that wonderful?
That is wonderful.
And we've collected tote bags and pocketbooks filled with full-size toiletries to donate to our homeless veteran women here in Rhode Island as well. We have also adopted the Roger Williams Daycare Center, and we asked them to give us a wish list, and in trying to fulfill their wish list, we tried to purchase the items that they asked us for.
Wow.
And we are also donating books to the Roger Williams Daycare Center and books to the library of one of the elementary schools in the Providence Public School District.
Wow.
So there's a lot of activity going on. Our national theme, of course, is listen to the children, enrich their lives. So we try to do this through the activities that we have, through the donations that we make, and of course, through the scholarship awards that we give out.
Now, talk about the theme. Does the theme come into being every year at Conclave, and then all the different chapters adapt to that theme?
theme, Listen to the Children, was initially where it ended. And in the past 3 years, and yes, it was at Conclave, we said enrich their lives. So now it's Listen to the Children, enrich their lives. It's a permanent theme, and we all utilize it throughout the United States.
And you build your activities around that theme.
Exactly. Activities and fundraising. And we service women and children as well.
Okay.
And recently, as far as the scholarship is concerned, we have also found wonderful eligible men of color that have been recipients of our scholarship.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. So it's just not necessarily the recipients are not necessarily just women.
Mm-hmm.
That's a wonderful thing.
But you gotta have good grades.
And what age group? All right. Well, why don't we just move into the my questions for the scholarship? And now that you've answered, it's a national agenda. And tell me, what's the criteria for applicants for the scholarship?
Well, the criteria is, first of all, you have to be of African American or naturalized citizenship of color. So, or quote unquote black. But in this area, we have such a mix of ethnic mixtures that having that bloodline that runs black/African or naturalized citizenship, we usually consider everybody that is multi-ethnic living in the southeastern New England region, which includes Fall River and Attleboro and all the way down to southern Rhode Island, that have excellent grades, GPA, SAT scores, even though some schools don't consider them anymore. It would be great to have them. And above all, outstanding community service.
Excellent. Excellent.
So that is basically the criteria that we consider. And there is an application process where schools are mailed the application package, guidance counselors and principals for seniors that distribute or recommend to those seniors to apply to our scholarship if they meet all of that criteria. And one of the things that we have found through the years is the parents have to be involved from the very beginning, including the signing of the application, in order for us to consider it. So even if a student does excel in all of those areas that we're asking for, if the parent or guardian doesn't sign that application form, that's grounds for not being considered.
Wow.
So that's why it's very important that parents walk through their child's process of applying, which also includes a financial statement, so we can see how much need the child has for the scholarship. And there is a ranking of a numerical ranking with the highest numbers by the collective scholarship committee, ranking them first, second, or third to receive a scholarship.
So you give out 3 scholarships?
It all depends on how much funding we have.
Okay.
And so that's why our fundraising events are very crucial. And we try to give them as much as we can. And so if we only have raised enough money for one really outstanding student, male or female, to go on to higher education, then that would be the one recipient for the year. But one of the things that I have been doing since I've been chair is I befriend each one of our scholarship recipients. And I let them know whenever they feel like things are too hard and they can't take any more, give me a call. Because we don't only want them to be admitted to a college, we want them to matriculate from that college. So I try to be friends with them until they graduate, and we have been very successful at tracking them. And some of the institutions that they've gone to is Howard. They've gone to right now, one of our really good ones, Dre Jet, if she doesn't mind me giving her name. We followed her all the way from Howard when she was studying radiation to where she did an internship in Peru for dentistry, to where they were giving service to people who had never seen a dentist in their whole life. Then she got a scholarship to Columbia in New York for another internship, and now she's graduating and she's on her way to residency.
Oh, bless her.
Yes, and
that's
so
wonderful. What a success story.
And so we have so many of them. We've got our first female that is going to Polytech School in upstate New York, which is a highly, highly competitive school. One's going to Simmons. And so, and they're all wonderfully strong, dedicated young people who really want to make a difference in the world, and that's what we hope we encourage them to do.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And Donna does such an excellent job with that with her committee. Sorry, with her committee. And she, as you can see, she has great enthusiasm, and she's delighted to do this for us, and we appreciate it.
I tell you, that is just so special, because I was wondering, through the years, what has the range been of the awards?
Through the years, I think the lowest we have ever given was $250.
Okay.
And the highest has been $1,000.
Okay.
So it is my hope that we will have no less than a certain amount on our scholarship line, so we could give as many as is selected at least $1,000 scholarship every year.
And what's the largest number of recipients you've had at any given time?
I would say during my term as scholarship chair, we've had at least 3 per year, and I've been in the scholarship for 3 years, so we've given out 9 scholarships.
That's right.
And they still call me.
Oh,
They still, and when they come home from school break, I try to meet them at Craig's or take them to breakfast at IHOP, and it's just wonderful to see how they went from being a senior in high school to really skirting the line of adulthood and already having a mission and a purpose in what they want to do with their lives. So it just makes me feel so good.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Now, one thing I want to know is, how do you determine which schools get applications? That's one piece of it. And the other piece of it is,
all high schools, whether they're private or public, in the state of Rhode Island and in Massachusetts, as far as Fall River and in Attleboro, the guidance council office and the principals get by email, since everything is email now, the whole application package.
Is it done via email?
they get the package and they have to print out and give the materials to a student that meets our criteria. So they're actually doing the first screening for us. Although there may be some people that go up on our website or whatever and get the application and they haven't gone through a screening of a guidance counselor. I can tell you what we do not accept for sure is people who have already had a BA or an MA and they're now going for their PhD. No, it's strictly for high school seniors who have been accepted at a state, private, technical, community college level to encourage them to continue on in their education, and especially now when education really needs, these kids really need the education for these changing times.
Yes. Yes.
Donna, also talk about some of the other ways that we as a chapter communicate that information to the public.
Well, we do.
And the deadlines, because you know, we want our viewers to know when the applications become available and what the deadline is to get the information into.
Well, the applications are available now. We start mailing out the information to the high schools right after the Christmas break, so right after the first of the year. And they have, our deadline is always April 30th, regardless of the year. So they have 4 or 4.5 months to gather their information because it includes recommendation letters that have to be on the high school letterhead. And so it can't be somebody that doesn't have a letterhead and doesn't have the signature from the school that they're graduating from. And they have to have the transcription of their grades, their most recent grades, and it has to have the seal. In order for us, it has to come directly from the school to us. So, and the same with the recommendation letters, has to come directly from the guidance counselors or the teachers, and even the community service organizations that they may be working for. It has to be on official letterhead. Or
so if a young person's a member of ROTC, then the official ROTC letterhead. If the student volunteers at John Hope or some other place, there has to be that there.
Or the YMCA or the YWCA. Yes.
Or the WCA or wherever.
It has to be an official letterhead because as much as technology is good, technology also allows people to write their own letters and sign somebody else's name to it. So it has to be official.
And now you mentioned other avenues of distribution of the application.
We advertise usually in the East Providence Post in their community section or the East Bay. We're having this wonderful opportunity right here today to publicize what we're offering. Word of mouth, posters in public libraries or public places, and any other place, the supermarket where you walk into Stop and Shops and they have their community bulletin board. Churches. We try to get things out into every venue that we can. And because our members live in different locations throughout Providence, and I'm the only one in Fall River that I know, but we have some people in Attleboro and some people a little further out. We ask them to spread the word within their communities. So word of mouth is a wonderful thing.
Isn't it a wonderful thing?
It's a wonderful thing, and the only other exception is that if you are related to a CHUMS member, you are ineligible to apply because we do not want to create a scene of
nepotism.
Yes.
So that's fair enough. That makes a lot of sense. I guess the last kind of question I have is, are there any, you have to have fundraising events in order to support these initiatives. But before we even go there, is the Constance B. Edmonds Scholarship a part of the national scene for each of the CHUM chapters, or just the Providence chapter?
It's just the Providence chapter.
Now,
She
what
was
do
our
you think it would be?
founding
Oh, okay. Okay.
Each chapter has their own scholarship, whatever they
Oh,
decide
okay.
to name it.
Okay.
Our decision was to name it after the founding member of the Providence chapter.
Okay.
And one thing, if we have a very outstanding student, we can also submit that information to the national chapter for the National Scholarship Award.
Oh, okay.
Which is always $5,000.
Oh,
But they have to be extremely successful because they're competing with all of the other recommendations from all of the other 36 chapters.
Yes, okay. Yeah, all right. So, do you have any upcoming events that we could look forward to?
Yes, we do. We have our Fall into Fall fundraising event. We are planning to also have our Women of Visions, which we want to recognize at least 3 women from the Rhode Island, and we thought that it would be fitting, because of the different heritages and cultures here, that we have one African American, we have a Native American, and we also have a Cape Verdean right now that we're planning for.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That have made their mark in the community,
In the community,
and that
yes.
could be a mentor and an inspiration to these young
people.
students.
Now, when is that event?
Well, the Fall into Fall is usually in September,
I guess I'm in the fall.
and we have not decided on a date yet for the Women of Vision.
Okay.
And I think the Fall into Fall is going to be September 16th, 2018 this year.
Okay.
I believe that's
Is that
the
the
date.
third?
Okay.
I think it's the third Sunday.
Okay.
And it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon until, I think, 4 or
Usually 5.
to 5, and it's an event where, you know, elders can come right after church, and
Yes.
and so everybody can participate, and it's daylight, it's still light out, so you don't have to worry about
when you go and daylight when you come out.
And we had a wonderful time last year. We did it at Yamafuji on North Main Street.
Okay, yes. That's a lovely thing. Well, do you have anything else to share with us? Because I think that you've certainly answered all my questions and more. I think that Providence Chapter, the CHUMS, I'm so proud of you ladies and the good work that you're doing, and I love your creed because it sounds very humbling and very only applying to very special people. And I'm proud of what you're doing, and I want to congratulate you in your work, and I want to hear about your fundraiser so we can be there and support that. And I want to say thank you for joining us on Africa Teaching and informing our viewers about the great work that you're doing.
Thank you so much, and I would like to say one last thing.
Yes, dear.
Please, I encourage any high school senior who feels that they have worked very hard to complete their high school diploma to email me.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, you can send your questions to Minoway, and it's MINOWEH at AOL.com. Put in your subject line, Providence Chapter Scholarship, or I will not open the email. I will get back to you to answer your questions or your concerns by either the student or the parent. so that they can fill out and have the application postmarked by our deadline date of April 30th, 2018.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Gail,
much for having us.
thank you for joining us, and Donna.
Thank you so much, my old dear friend. And thank you for introducing us
Yes.
to Rodney. We've got lots of history to share with each other.
Indeed, indeed. And more to come.
And more to come.
And with that, my friends, we're delighted that you took the time to watch Africa Teaching and learn about the Providence Chapter of CHUMS Incorporated. And we hope that you enjoyed it and take it and wrote down the information so that you can pass on the word to high school seniors about their scholarship. One last thing, membership. How does that, what if somebody wants to be a chum and they're so thrilled to hear about the good work you're doing?
They can contact us at my email address, Kyla, Kaila 54 at AOL.com, and let us know of your interest in joining the chums and working with the chums, and or giving us any information that you may have about venues in the state or city that we might be able to use in the future for some of our activities.
Excellent.
And remember, the subject line needs to be
Membership.
interested in membership.
Thank you very much.
So that's it for today, and thank you for joining us, and we hope that you too will try to make a difference in the lives of other people. Take care, have a great day, and thanks for watching Africa Teaching.
Enjoy it, enjoy it, you might enjoy it, enjoy it. So, I love my life, baby, I love my life, I love my life, sweetie, I love my life. You know today, but you not know tomorrow. Nothing lasts for